everyone. Welcome to episode 5 of our Lady in the Moonlight series. So a little bit of time has gone by. I've kind of solved our economy issue. We're making a little bit more gold than we have. I've also made some adjustments to our military. Also, I wanted to highlight the fact that I'm now the hand of the king of King Joffrey II. And to my knowledge, Lady Ryella is the first female hand of the king to ever exist in Westeros. We're going to start this episode off by passing absolute crown authority. This is going to help us keep our realm together. So yeah, hopefully that'll deal. I know a lot of my vassals won't like it, but hopefully it will keep our realm together. And then also, if we do have a Liberty faction, I can just go back to High Crown Authority, and because High Crown Authority and Absolute Crown Authority are not that different. The only difference is the vassal tax contribution. We've also done a little bit of expanding down in the Crown lands. And as you guys have probably already noticed, so we are going on a university visit. I was able to pick up Charismatic Negotiator as my education trait, which is really, really nice. However, I would like to go to university to see if I can get the level 4 version of this. Also, while we were letting the time go by, I actually went ahead and took the decision to fund an expedition to Old Valyria. It's actually on cooldown to the year 378, which is quite a ways away. However, this expedition was extremely good because we were actually able to get ourselves a dragon egg, and we were able to pick up the frost dragon egg from Valyria. We've went ahead and we've put it in our royal court for now, so that way it doesn't get destroyed. Plus we're going to get some extra prestige, monthly renown, different faith opinion, and of course a court grandeur bonus. This university visit actually has a secondary mission along with it. I'm pretty sure I'm hitting up every dragon lore site that is in Westeros. So we are just gonna go ahead here and start this off. Bovine Bounty. The journey through Needlefield unveils sprawling pastures dotted with cattle. As my retinue pauses at the edge of the verdant field, the herdsman approaches, cheerfully strumming his lute. He grants a broad smile in greeting. "My lady," he begins, "these beasts are the pride of our province. Will you join me to witness our labor, restock your supplies, or perhaps partake in our famous Needlefield blue cheese?" So we can get herding insights, which gives us development growth, which is really nice, plus building construction cost. Well, we can get well fed. Every entourage member gets well fed as well. You gain aged cheese artifact. I think we'll go for the herding insights. We are stacking our development because we're currently trying to develop our capital here. Currently our development is 33. Let's see. So I mean, it's going up. We have 39 out of 100 growth. So I mean, that's not bad. I would like to see this go up here. Dragon lore, Rhaenys Hill. What was once home to some of the fiercest dragons, this colossus is not but a ruin. As I walk its tunnels, I am in awe of its sheer magnitude and held captive by the weight of its significance. Gripped as I am, I almost do not notice the dusted papers in the rubble. They appear to hint at the hatching techniques utilized by the dragon keepers. This will come in handy. Of course it will. We're just moving through the reach here, hitting up a lot of these points of interest. We're currently coming up on our destination. Dragonlore the Citadel. Upon arrival at the Citadel, I am directed by an Archmaester to a collection of books. They look ancient, but are clearly well looked after. I should find a comfortable chair somewhere. It seems this book is rather thick. The book goes into rather intrinsic detail about the various known hatching of eggs, starting from the Targaryens, emigration to Dragonstone from Old Valyria, and all those years ago. We actually have a plan with Dragonstone. We'll just keep that in mind. But yeah, so this dragon lore is our dragon lore increases, so that's really good to see there. So we've made it at university. I definitely want to try and get this education trait. Here I am, finally at the gates of the Citadel. Here I am, finally at the gates of the Citadel, the renowned university seat. All knowledge is collected inside these hollow walls, and scholars of repute from all over the realm assemble in these same hallways to preserve and increase a true wealth of wisdom, and I'll soon join them. Of course, major centers of culture are also active markets and offer all of the distractions that a student could ever desire. Okay, so we don't have any interest in that. We are just here for the knowledge specifically. My in-depth studies in the old gods doctrine that the Citadel have confronted me. One thing I wanted to just point over as well. So we went ahead and we converted to the old gods faith. My father is actually of old gods faith, and then we are set to actually rule the north at some point. So I figured that that would be a good conversion to kind of help with the opinion of the vassals in the north. We do have Stark blood, so the north does remember. So they should accept us just for being the child of a Stark. But then again, you know, things could arise from that. So that's why we went ahead and we just changed our faith to even further help with it. So it's really nice to see there. My in-depth studies in the old gods doctrine at the Citadel have confronted me with so many new questions, not all of which seem to have clear-cut answers. Some even seem to have contradictory explanations. Is faith supposed to be completed by reason or not? Does faith only deal with the unseen or not? Can we even know what is unseen or not? Yes or no? So we have a 20 or 77%. All right, so we have a 77% chance for slightly more successful, a 22% chance for much more successful. So we'll go ahead and get that. So we got the slightly more successful. Mental break, wanton desires. Lately, it feels like I am constantly being distracted by thoughts and erotic fantasies. With all the hardships of my everyday life, it is all too easy to lose myself in daydreams and forget about reality. The desires are clearly interfering with my life, but what should I do about them? So we can get the trait athletic, which is going to be really nice for losing stress. Universities and centers of higher education are always bustling hives of socialization. In these hollowed halls, the students are all peers, all apprentices along the road to knowledge, which is why it can be helpful to make friends and feel a part of a community. These, at least, are my first thoughts when Paxter approaches me, the smell of wine on his breath. Join me and my friends, Ryella. Prove to us the might of Lady Paramount by drowning more cups than anyone else, and we shall consider you one of us. So we can say no thanks. University studies become more successful. I guess since we're diligent, we are humble and we're fickle. But I think that Ryella would understand that she's here for a reason. Like I said, we are diligent and probably wouldn't spend our time drinking. Definitely want to give ourselves the best chance here. The library is empty, except for me and Leighton. I've been reading the same page in Watchers on the wall over and over, but it's of no use. I cannot concentrate. Not when he keeps gently biting the tip of his quill. While softly running a finger across his copious codpiece, and she keeps looking me directly in the eyes while doing it. I think we deserve a break, my turtle dove, he moans softly. Okay, that's not weird. So we can get slightly more successful. We can lay with him. Probably not. Yeah, probably not gonna go with that one. We are gonna take a critical stress hit here. But we can get some more progress to our university visit here. But I mean, we can lose the stress. I'm not really worried about that. A broken contract. I was informed that Lord Harston defaulted on his loan and is refusing to make further payments to the bank or agree to a new plan. The bank insists that I, as Harston's liege, am obligated to compel my subjects to honor their contracts. Of course you will honor your contract. Why did you take the loan out and you're not going to honor the contract? That's stupid. My spy master has come to me with grave news. It is Wyland, the son of Lady Amira, that is plotting to kill my courtier Rhaenyra. Oh yeah, so you definitely can't, Courtier of Master, Tribor. I really hope nothing comes from that, because we have Rhaenyra currently, she's currently educating my betrothed, Lucantine Tyrell. Hopefully she can actually convert his culture to High Valyrian. That way we can kind of get that High Valyrian culture in our realm. Because not only is that good to have in our realm, but the culture has Valyrian blood by default. So that's going to help us with hatching dragon eggs and also keeping that Valyrian blood in the family by being of the culture rather than marrying into it and worrying about children and all that. An order defied. Lord Harston has refused to repay his default loan to the bank. The disrespect cannot go unpunished. So he will definitely regret that. The Citadel is often home to fervent debates among teachers and students alike. After a particularly enlightening lecture from our teacher Mervyn, I find myself dragged into one such debate with another student, Paxter. No, you're making no sense. You are completely misrepresenting the philosopher's point. I scream. You are complete delusional. You're completely delusional, he fires back. From the corner of my eye, I see Mervyn stare at us with a pensive look on his face. So we have 60% to be much more successful. We'll go ahead and do that one. So we're at level 2, so I think that gives us a good chance to upgrade our education trait, which is nice to see. I am suddenly distracted from my midnight studies by a loud crash, an ear-deafening slam, and an explosive sounding shatter. What in the world is going on? The source of disturbance appears to be two peasants. Old gods know how they got in here. Ravenously gulping down a barrel of the university's refined, I guess they're drinking hippocras. So we can get more successful. It will cost us 220 gold, though. And it'll also cost us some prestige. We'll go ahead and go for that. I think it's worth it. However, we did get slightly above level 2. So we're coming up on the end of our university visit here. Teaching at the Citadel takes place for most part in oral form, and students are encouraged to exercise their rhetorical prowess and to show the progress of their learning in debates in front of their peers and teachers. Today, Mervyn has asked me and Paxter to take up opposing sides on a topic of what geometrical shape is more apt to represent the divine, to the divine to discuss it out. Hopefully we get much more successful. We went ahead and got it. Oh, we got slightly successful. This has been such an amazing experience. When I left, I couldn't even imagine the number of wise men that study at the Citadel, the depth of their thinking, and the breadth of their research. Just being part of their same environment has made me a much better person. And with my new gained knowledge, I can make my way home very satisfied. So we did get a Gracious Envoy, which is extremely good. We gained 2 Diplomacy lifestyle perks. And a lot of gold was invested in buying rare and precious books. Knowledge is power. I think we'll do is we'll go down the family hierarch tree. We'll pick up Heart of the Family. We'll pick up Groom to Rule, and we'll also pick up Bound by Blood. Danger, Life or Death Saved. Traveling in the meadows on the outskirts of Springbrook, we are suddenly attacked by a swarm of bandit riders out for blood. Another set of riders rapidly approach from the nearby holding, led by Lord Mark. I am very pleasantly surprised by the altruistic demeanor of the local lord, and I praise the old gods that they arrived just in time. Mark circles back around with a victorious grin on his face. You should join us for some honey winer hospitality at Springbrook. Of course. Of course we will. So we'll go ahead and pin this guy. He is a local lord down here in the Reach. So it would be my honor to join you. Diminutive defenders. At the foot of a particularly imposing hill fort in Rodalia, a group of children play at warriors. Their laughter, counterpart to the solemn. Let's go ahead Guardian Angel. While passing through the farmlands of Swanskin, my courtier Jonan is moments away from triggering a snare trap, but is warned in the nick of time by my vassal Gramian. Jonan, you need to be more careful, Gramian admonishes, concern evident in his voice. Jonan offers a sheepish, grateful smile in return. Thanks, I owe you one. Good to see that my vassals are helping each other out. Danger, familiar trees. Haven't we seen that massive tree before? I swear we are going in circles, my caravan master Garen shouts. Perhaps he is right. We've seen no sign of getting out of this forest in hours. Are we even still in garden bounds? The dense tree cover makes it impossible to tell the time of day or even the direction we are heading. At this rate, we'll never make it to Harrenhal. Oh, Lord, so we're, okay, so I think we're lost in the woods, which is not good. So we can get a local guide. We can also get some cultural acceptance with the Reachmen, which I think we'll go ahead and do. Dragon lore, Fields of Fire. The grass has long since regrown after Aegon and his sister wives scorched it during the conquest. Yet the plains still have an air of mortality about them. Thousands of men died here, immolated by dragonfire. House Gardner went extinct on these fields. House Lannister bent the knee not long after. The battle was the only time all three conquerors fought together. All three dragons fought as one. The battle was a true reflection of dragon's power, utilized by three individuals, upstarts from an island who became the most powerful people in the Seven Kingdoms, if not the world. Imagine having a fraction of that power. I definitely can imagine it because we do have a dragon egg, so hopefully we can hatch this thing. The trodden path. The procession has ground to a halt. To a halt, stone's throw away from Harmony Town. I look over to see my courtier Dorth dismounted and intensely staring at something on the ground. The other entourage members have gathered around here. Dorth looks up as I approach. My lady, there is an ant path here. I may be a tad superstitious, but you should never cross an ant path. She pauses. My great-grandfather did, and he never returned home. Okay. I guess we'll go ahead and listen. We are delayed, though. Just not great. Picture pasture. The smell of decay hits my nostrils like a pungent punch. The livestock don't look well as I glance around the immediate pastures at Herontown. The peasants working here drag their feet and aimlessly wander around, trying to look busy. Their clear lack of motivation and morale is rubbing off on the entire populace, it would seem. As development in the area has clearly come to a standstill, I shudder in disbelief as the local leader, Balana, approaches me. What a mismanaged hole. So we can intervene. A blind pig could run this place better. So we can get... Critique loses mismanaged pastures, and then we can get improved pastures. We have a 66% chance. And we got it, so that's good there. Alright, so we have made it home. Thank the old gods, I can go inside again. Oh yeah, we also visited the Dragon Lord Harrenhal. The stories of Harrenhal do not do it justice, I believe. No occupant has dared to take on the challenge of rebuilding the once grand castle. Instead, it lies in ruin. Except we have done that. It is far bigger than any castle I have set foot in, but yet I live here. Even the Red Keep can't compare. The once great towers have been cracked and bent by dragonfire long before my arrival. Heron the Black had faith in these walls, and his line ended within them. The castle serves as a reminder that the dragon should not be challenged. Heron the Black was a fool. We're going to go ahead and hold court here. We have, let's think, I think we have some artifacts that we can put up. So, we can put the Lake Haven Princess, Lake Haven, the Princess and the Queen. Go ahead and display that as well. Also have another book there. Sitting on my throne, I gesture for my guards to open the doors. Gesture for the first line to approach. So it looks like we have Sir Ronald Mallister here. My lady, I represent the Riverlander people of the Lordship of Tanglewood, states my seneschal Ronald. We are devoted and faithful subjects, but our land is poor, underdeveloped, and scarcely populated. Please allow us to resettle it and administer it according to our traditions. Under your benevolent protection, our land can still prosper, and you shall gain a new faithful vassal. So we can give him the Lordship of Tanglewood. We could potentially make him one of our vassals here. However, I don't want to give away any more of my holdings. I think this is a good plan, Ronald, but at the same time, we cannot accept your request at the moment. But I will increase the control level for the time being. We have Lady Helmonia. Helmona. Some of these names are just completely insane. My steward speaks up. I propose a cadastral survey of all the counties you own. Improved knowledge and mapping of your land will certainly increase its prosperity. However, that is 375 gold, which we do not have. We'll just say maps are overrated for now. A peasant steps forward carrying a petition. My liege, I come to you as a representative of the Riverlanders from the province of Deepland. The peasant briefly pauses his rehearsed speech. Our plea to see an important monument of our culture restored was ignored by the Lord. He is actively hindering us from rebuilding. My liege, allow me to explain. Willard interjects in a panic. This monument makes a mockery of our culture. It depicts Lake Haven Riverlanders as monsters. Surely you can see why I would oppose the restoration of such a hateful monument. Yeah, we will have none of that. We will have no anti-Lake Haven propaganda. Absolutely not. Tear it down. So our business is done here. We get 6 court grandeur plus 53 legitimacy, which is nice. All right, guys. So with all that done, I think it's time for another expansion opportunity. So, if we look over here, I have Sir Aegon Valerian pinned here. He does have claims to the High Lordship of Driftmark. And for roleplay purposes, I would like to have Driftmark under control because it has a rather large port here, which if we, like, theoretically, if we controlled Driftmark, we would be able to have access to, you know, Bravos, Pentos, a lot of these lands over here in Old Valyria. I mean, even the Stepstones too. So yeah, I think that'll be a good thing. If we look at the Kingdom of Dragonstone here, it's actually under control by House Baratheon. They don't have any allies, so it is going to be a pretty easy claim that we can push. And also on top of that, Aegon Valerian is actually married to Andra Hopkins, and he is in a matrilineal marriage. So that's a good way for us to get Driftmark under the family as well. So we'll go ahead and we'll push his claim here. Let's see. We will call the Reach to this war. I mean, we shouldn't need them. I mean, he only has 4,000 men. We're not going to call any of our allies because we shouldn't need them. I am going to raise my troops down here in Bywater. And let's see. So I do have a 32 advantage. However, I am not going to lead these armies. I'm going to let Durance Whiterose be my commander in this war here. So we'll go ahead and we'll get our troops raised. We don't need the full force of our army. However, I am just going to raise them anyway, just to kind of ensure our victory here. I did go ahead and invest in some trebuchets, so we are sieging much faster than we were before. which is extremely nice to see. Even though we're going to get disembarked, I don't think that they can really do anything to us here, so we'll just move across. We got this guy offering military assistance, which we will decline because we don't need it. And we'll immediately move and sieging down Driftmark. So they are trying to siege down what we took here. We're gonna go ahead and attack them here. Hopefully we can break their army. We are gonna get a disembarkment penalty, which is not gonna be good. But it's not really gonna help them too much. So we are in debt. So our army definitely is quite expensive to be raised. So we do have to make some more investments in our economy. However, captured Valyrian steel wielder. Oh wow! The battle is won. My forces are victorious, and my enemies flee in full rout. As the bodies of the fallen are gathered from the battlefield and captives are taken, Lord Marek the Mad is brought before me. Calamity, the Valyrian steel blade of House Celtigar is within my grasp. Only a fool would dispute the right to claim it. So we could claim it. It's not any better than the one that we have. However, we would lose a level of fame if we did that. Plus, we spend 750 prestige. I'm not going to dishonor my name by doing that. We're going to continue on with the siege here and try to end this war as quickly as possible. So we captured Baelor Valyrian. We'll go ahead and we'll ransom Lord Marek. We'll also ransom Baelor Valyrian as well to kind of help with our debt issue. Man, our army is so expensive. So we'll go ahead and we'll keep sieging down here. And we should have it after this last siege. We are sieging incredibly quickly, which is really, really nice. We have a vassal here that wants to pay homage. So we've done it. We can enforce our demands for Driftmark here. So I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad about doing that because, like I said, we still have a Valyrian, someone of House Valyrian on the throne. However, it is just going to help our family take control of Driftmark at one point in the future. Alright everyone, so we've been down here just trying to just accumulate some gold because I want to go on a grand tour. Um, just kind of increase the opinion with some of our vassals down here, and we've actually received a raven. So I actually have a brother now, Lord Alistair Hopkins of the North. I'm still considered to be his heir, which is good to see there. But I mean, it is interesting that they have had another child. I know with the passing of my brother, Lord Guy Hopkins, was very tragic on the family. It does look like Lord Alistair has the scaly trait, which is um, not really sure how that got in the family, but nonetheless, it is there. But welcome to the family. All right, everybody. So Lucentine Tyrell has come of age. Um, Looks like he picked up the flamboyant trickster. Let's see. He's ambitious, gregarious, calm, and trusting. Um, I think what we can go ahead and do is now that he's of age, we can go ahead with our grand wedding. So we can go ahead and plan that. Let's see. We'll have it in Rushdown. We can also try and spread our legend. We'll also do we'll do Rhaenyra Targaryen as our caravan master. And then we'll do, it's minor danger. It's not really nothing that I'm really worried about. And of course, it is starting to get expensive here. However, we'll just do and the increased prestige gain, and we'll leave the rest on level 2, and then we'll go ahead and we'll start this grand wedding. Oh yeah, fitting. To the modest Ryella, please accept this humble gift. It was a treasured possession of mine, so I hope it honors and serves you well. Okay, so we got Visenya Targaryen, my friend, is actually sending me a wedding gift, which is really nice. So we got the favor of a lord, so we get plus 10 fertility, then some renown. We'll definitely go ahead and accept that. They want us to have some babies. That's hilarious. Grand wedding, a fresh start. I will be hosting my own wedding ceremony in Rushdown, and time has come for us to depart. Through this union, I shall be married to Lucentine, and it shall be a memorable celebration indeed. While I'm not particularly fond of Lucentine, I am sure we will get along. We do have 100% opinion of him, so not really sure why that is. That is like that. It always feels amazing when you have been planning for something for so long and spent so much money on it, and then it's finally there. Everything is ready, the decorations are in place, the guests are mingling, and the servants scurry around with loaded dishes. I am pacing around in excitement and nervousness when my future spouse, Lucanting, appears radiant in his finest attire. We are ready to begin. The preparations and rituals of the wedding ceremony are many. In a lull in between them, I hear some snickering and scoffing coming from a group of Lucanting's relatives. When they see that they got my attention, Samwell starts addressing me directly. How could we let this vile miscreant corrupt poor Lucanting? Wow, that is disrespectful. So we can say, is that a challenge? Of course we'll make it a challenge. Why would you say that at my wedding? The nerve. Weddings are just politics. I steel myself as I wait for my future husband to join me. Just politics, I repeat to myself. How bad can it be? But nothing has prepared me for the moment I finally see Lucanting for the first time. No portrait or discretion could do justice to the gentle look on his face. No poet has ever sung a beauty such as this. Time hangs still when our eyes meet and everyone else seems to disappear. Then he smiles at me and I know everything will be alright. So he's gonna become our soulmate. Get some opinion with him. As if organizing a wedding worthy of my family's stature weren't stressful enough, I also have to deal with Lucanting's relatives. Wow, these Targaryens really freaking hate me. His mother, Visenya, arrived bright and early today and has been following me around ever since, complaining about this or that nonstop. As I feel a splitting headache growing behind my eyes, she continues blabbering undeterred. These flowers will make Lucanting sneeze, and this wool is too rough. What about the color scheme? I know that Lucanting won't like it. I'm sure we can find some common ground. I don't see you paying for anything. Shut up. I'm sure we can find some common ground. So we got her impressed with that. I pity you, fellow vassal. Master Andros tells me what married life is like, full of bickering, mistrust, and strife, the end of any peace. Like me and Sorrel, he grumbles. Is that what my marriage to Lucanting will be like? I doubt it. We'll say Lucanting is perfect. So we got wedding jitters. Ooh, it's not good. My head throbs with the noise of clattering furniture and chattering guests. The strain must show because my father, Lord Rickon, takes my arm and steers me into the next room. The sounds of preparations dies away. We speak of small things, times past, people we've known, not a word about the wedding. Then we run out of words and fall silent. So we can enjoy, we can get confident bride. Everything is so overwhelming, the decorations, the guests chatting, the rituals and blessings coming one after another, and the piercing eyes of my groom staring at me, judging every move. They all blend together in a whirlwind of nervousness, inducing chaos until the moment to share our official promises arrive, all too soon. Do I want to spend the rest of my life with Lucanting? I do. As the ceremony concludes and we all move to the banquet venue, I secretly smile to myself, picturing the joys to come from my married life with Lucanting. Not everyone can be so lucky to marry such a likable person. It seems to me like Lucatine likes us. It's just her family. His family doesn't like us. I wish everyone to share in my happiness, and let's all tuck in. In all the celebration and revelry, there is a lull in conversation across the entirety of the attendees. Master Merrill are the only ones still exchanging words, but I feel myself compelled into silence as eyes begin to fall on me. Perhaps this quiet moment is my opportunity to talk about the custodian of the old god's holy site. So we can get him as a promoter, which we will do. I know I should be spending time with my new husband and his family, but I just can't tear myself away from my friend Lord Harry. I can see Lord Paramount Lucantine starting to glare at me, but every time I try to excuse myself, Harry has me howling with laughter all over again. Let's see. Please excuse me, my friend. I need to go talk to my husband here. Throughout the meal, I find myself easily drawn to Albeth's conversation. She has some very interesting opinions, makes the very best jokes, and we seem to have so much in common. Whenever I'm recounting, she listens attentively and chips in with all the appropriate comments at the appropriate time. Who would have thought I'd find such a pleasant company at this wedding? Okay, so we can become friends with her. Let's see, who is she? So she's of House Stark. I'm not really sure how she is related. So she's from my father's family. Children, siblings. Okay, so I guess this is my father's niece. So my aunt or my cousin. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. So we're cousins. Nice. Every feast, there's always one. Every single feast. One long-winded, ill-born pissant, cornering people who just will not be silent. This time, it's Andros, and he's utterly obsessed with visiting supreme wrath on some poor, nameless rival for some perceived slight. Quite why I am required for this maddened plotting, I have no idea. I'm going to scream. So we can tell him to shut up. We can gently exit the conversation. Get a diplomacy perk. Boiling anger. You might be a Lady Paramount Ryella, but you are also a loathsome Bampins. Oh my gosh! The unprovoked anger expressed by my captain, Orin, came as a complete surprise. He has been under a lot of stress lately, but to behave like this, that even he struggles, it's calming. Jeez. The disrespect. The banquet hall is dressed in a riot of colors, scents, and sights. Only the very rarest fabrics and flowers are absent from the garb. Near my seat, both Lady Alyssa and Lord Rickon share their opinions on decorations. I don't know. I don't know how you can't love all this. Uh, Look at the lengths that we're gone to. I like it well enough, Rickon snorts, but I'd like it much better if there was just a bit more of it all. So it looks like my father is having some disagreements with Lady Alyssa here. Don't get involved. Let's get some free prestige out of it. The feast has started winding down with everyone sated and tired, but the day is still not over for Lunkentine and me. A procession of guests leads us to our bedchamber, for the legitimacy of a wedding depends on it being consummated. It is time. The fire in the gate and the fire in the grate has started to wither, and I stare at its flames in silence. The light, its warmth. Lord Paramount Lucentine is searching for something in his wooden chest, and I take my eyes off the flames to look at him. Ryella, he says, offering a small package wrapped in silk. I've saved this since I heard of our betrothal, and I now offer it to you as a token of my love. So we can say also have something for you. We can give him a lock of hair. It says it says our marriage is set to produce many offspring. Or we could do your marriage to Lord Paramount is set incredibly fertile. Okay. So I wonder what's better, incredibly fertile or many offspring. We'll go ahead and we'll give him the chest for fertility, and we'll get the many offspring or incredibly fertile boost. Lucentine and I are led to the chambers by the wedding party, the echoing shouts and laughter heralding the bedding ceremony. The party deposits us on our garland and flower-strewn bed before tucking us in, pouring cups of strong spiced wine and directing us to drink them. We gaze at each other happily as the party starts to depart, alone at last. Before the door shuts, my father Rickon cries, "Atta girl." That's funny. That's funny. So we can go ahead and I think I'll need some more wine for this. We can do come here. I've been waiting for this all night. Go ahead with that one. Grand wedding, the conclusion. When finally the last guest leaves, I look around at the deserted venue, the food leftovers, the spilled wine on the floor, the echoes of people's laughter still lingering in the air, and feel satisfied. What an amazing day. I did a very fine job organizing it. So we got 1200 prestige, gracious host, bunch of legitimacy, opinion with our vassals, and we also succeeded in our legend spread intent, which is really nice. Awesome. Alright guys, so I think I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. We are married to Lucentine Tyrell. We've secured that marriage. Really good expansion. I like the fact that we have the Valyrian Steel Sword now. We also have the Dragon Egg in the family. We also went ahead and secured Driftmark for our family as well. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.